Hi, I'm Svenja, and I'd like to give you some tips all around the new Multiview in Zeiss Inspect X-Ray. It has a lot of small features to use it in a smart and intuitive way. I'd like to show you some of them that you may not know and that sometimes make your life easier. The Multiview gives the possibility to configure the center area of the software to your needs. Whatever view or tab is most helpful can be easily placed in a grid-like structure. With volume inspection, you often use the orthogonal view. That includes a 3D view and 3 orthogonal section views to see the inside of your volume. To start simple, let's have a look on some basic navigation features in the different section views. You see the orthogonal view in the software here. And up here, you could choose another view, and whenever your layout has more than one window, then you find this minimize and maximize icon up here and can minimize and maximize any of that views. In that section views, if you use the mouse wheel or the middle mouse button, you can zoom into that volume slice. And if you really want to see the voxel-wise structure, then you go here in the properties menu. Under display, you find volume slices and can change from interpolated to raw data. And then you see your voxels and the gray values of that. If you want to scroll through the volume, you press the Alt key additionally to using the mouse wheel, and then you scroll through the volume. If you want to do that in bigger steps, you press additionally the Shift key on the keyboard. If you think that's the wrong way around for you, so you want to use only the mouse wheel not to zoom but to scroll through your volume, you can choose that by going to Edit, Preferences, and then here use Alt key for zoom in section views. You change from no to yes, and then you have it the other way around. In some cases, you want to see different elements in the different kind of views, especially when it comes to the volume and the surface mesh. So how can I change the visibility of the volume in the different views independently? Often you want to see the volume slices in the section views, but don't want to see the 3D volume in the 3D view. That's because if you want to see the mesh as well, then in the section views that looks very nice, but in the 3D view you see such artifacts because they interfere with each other. And you can change the visualization independently by going to the properties again, and then on a display you can change for the volume the display to off. You don't see that volume anymore, only the mesh now in the 3D view. And for volume slices, you'll leave it as it is. And if you like to have that always in the background, even if you just take something in one of that slice views or the 3D view by drag and drop, then you can right click on the Explorer element or in any view and say Lock Visibility State. And now the volume slices are always visible in the background, even if you drag and drop something inside any view to see that exclusively normally. Whereas the 3D view often gives a good overview on the whole part, the section views are centered on a specific region of the part. If I want to have a closer look on a specific feature, there are different ways to do so. The first option is to click that icon, Set Focus Point, that you find in any view, and then you can just click in any view and set the focus point to exactly that point. You can use a shortcut for that as well. If you press the Alt key and then click anywhere in any of that views, then the focus point, so the intersection of that 3 visible volume slices, moves there as well. There's another handy function, and that is if you enable that your focus point just moves to any element you click in the Explorer, so you can have a closer look, and that may help with some of your inspections. And you can enable or disable that in View, Multiview, and then enable autofocus on selected element. Sometimes important structures are not 100% visible in one volume slice or not aligned with your viewing angle. That's why we included the option of a volumetric sampling directly in the section views of the Multiview. To configure volumetric sampling in any section view, just click on that icon here. Then you can enable the volumetric sampling and you see the sampling range in any other view. So it's visible by these two dotted lines. And if I choose another value here, I can see how that lines move. And I choose a computation method. So in this case, for example, minimum, because then I don't only see the volume defects that are exactly in this slice here, but any of them that are in that sampling range. I click OK. And now I have configured volumetric sampling. I hope you learned something new and these tips help you using the Multiview in your everyday work. If you enjoyed this hack, have a look at all the other topics that we covered in this series. Or find more interesting content as articles in our tech guide.